Hello. Well, welcome back to your favorite program, that is TALKSHOP. So I'm talking to you TALKSHOPians or TALKSHOPers or whichever way you want to call yourselves. And we're back on this great show where we say all the time that we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. Again, truth crashed to earth shall rise again. And the truth will rise. And as we have promised our apostles of Jandam, those who have committed their lives to lying, using the media to fabricate stories and lie, we have promised them, we are all family. But trust me, we shall suffocate your Jandam with the truth. And the question that we always ask every day, what time is it? And your great answer is that it is nation time. It's nation time. Even before I start today, let me say something. Let me acknowledge you, the people out there, for your lovely support, for your comments, for your dynamism. And it touches me, you know, that when we come here, we do a show and I speak, and then I read the comments and I can tell that not only did they hear me, they actually listened to me. So for that, I thank you also very, very, very much. Thank you. I appreciate it. I don't take it for granted. And there's a response that I got out of the many comments, one that really struck me. I think it came from one Miss Yvonne Asari. Well, it's Yvonne Asari. Who knows Miss or Mrs.? I don't know. It came from Yvonne Asari. And Yvonne Asari made a very important point. He says, KSM, you know, we did a show about the banks, and we did a show and we talked about some two personalities. We talked about Kofi and then we talked about Essien. And all we said about Essien was that right now, as we speak, he is languishing in jail because he has a very severe spinal injury that happened when he was in prison. He fell, and he's now going through treatment back and forth. And we talked about his plight. And many of you saw it, and what I like about it is that you felt the pain that this man does not deserve this. And one lady, Yvonne Asari, actually came up with a brilliant idea. Said, why don't you guys set up some online, collect some online signatures? So we're setting up an app that will collect online signatures. So I'm appealing to all of you. First of all, Yvonne, thank you very much. So Yvonne, some love, man. Thank you. It was a brilliant idea. So it's a good next step after what we spoke about Essien and the plea for clemency. We're going to set some online signature thing so that you can actually, as many of you out there, please sign. And we call it Appeal for Clemency for Essien. And we'll be introducing the online signature thing very, very soon. So please bear with us. But very, very soon, we want all of you to sign, and we want to gather as many signatures as possible. And then we will submit the signature to the President of the nation, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Until let us support and let us please back this clemency for Essien. Okay? Look, there are two things, me and my team here working for us, two things that are on our hearts. Two, well, there are many things. Nation building, there are so many things. But the two major things on our heart, one, how we can get clemency for Essien, and we need all your support. And two, how eventually we can bring back the banks so that Ghana will rightfully ascend its throne, and we can say the best top banks in Ghana are owned by Ghanaians. Those are our two aims of this. Okay? Now, just quickly, before we start today we are talking about some of the craziness that we must fight. Either fight against, and then what we have to fight to protect. We'll be talking about that very soon. But before then, let me announce that, you know, Cactus Creek, we also have a foundation called the Cactus Foundation. And we are dedicated to training the youth with skills in IT, in coding, in so many things. Now, this is the good news. Between July 22nd and the 25th of July, we are organizing such a boot camp at Cactus Creek. It's a boot camp, which means that there's 3 days of really rigid training for anybody who is either working or who is about to enter the world of work. We call it boot camp for work readiness. And if you are looking on the screen right now, the barcode, please scan the barcode to take you to the website, and you have a chance to apply on the website. Please scan the barcode right now and then send in your application. And this is being brought to you for free, folks, by the Cactus Foundation, by USA Africa, and ESAL. These are the companies behind this training. Do not miss this. It's a wonderful opportunity to get into a bootcamp for 3 days and be prepared for the job market. And please, it's very, very important to remember this. The deadline for the application is 6th July. So scan the barcode right now and apply. The deadline is on 6th of July. Anyway, today, what are we talking about, folks? You remember some time ago, I said on this program that in Ghana, now we have reached a point where we always say, oh, me, I'm sick and tired of this. I'm sick and tired of this. And I said it has become almost a normal expression. Because we're sick and tired, it's just a normal thing to say. I said that on this program some time ago. But this is what I said too. I said it gets to a point when the people actually get sick and tired of being sick and tired. Somebody tell me, you are not just sick and tired though. You always say you are sick and tired. But I'm saying it gets to a point where you don't just say you are sick and tired though. You say, really, I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. Trust me, when it gets to that point, you are ready for change. And that is what we saw with the last election. Ghanaians were saying, oh man, we are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we want change. And what came with the change was a promise that all the loot that had been stolen, and folks, trust me, Ghana, we are sick and tired of Kronuno. Every day now, corruption, whether politicians, public servants, whatever you look at it, looting here, looting there, doing deals here, corruption, stealing. Actually, Ghanaians are saying, so tell you bread. We are sick and tired of all this corruption. But finally, we got to the point where we were sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we voted for change, and we voted that JM, you say, when you come, you are going to retrieve all the loot.
We'll launch an operation Recover All the Loot to investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption. To investigate, prosecute, and recover the proceeds of corruption, no person found culpable will be spared. But let me say that the sword of accountability will cut both ways, against both past and the present government.
And so people say, okay, please come, because we are sick and tired of being sick and tired. Now we are ready for change. And the change is here. Folks, the change is here. Let me say something very, very quickly. For me, I am so amazed that after we went through such a hectic election system, after all the results came out, and after the people decisively voted the NDC into power, within 5 to 6 months, all of a sudden, all these people have prepared themselves as presidential candidates for the MPP. That's okay. It's their right. It's constitutional. You can declare yourself, say, I want to be president. But what I'm thinking is this, where does nation building come in? Look, we have had the election. We have had the election of another government in power. Where do we, or when do we as the people say, okay, Charlie, we have been through this change, we have entered a new era. How do we focus on building this nation? That's where I thought would be agenda. Say right now, it's time to build the nation. But no. Already people are saying, oh, no, it's time for a change. In 2028, we're coming back. We're coming back to power.
We are smelling power.
So you think you're coming back in 2028?
We are smelling power.
Are you coming back in 2028?
We are coming seriously. Yeah, but seriously. We are very positive that come 2028, Ghanaians will return us into office.
Let me say something, folks. And most of you know this statement because for all the religions, this statement is there. But the actual fact is this. This statement is actually a natural law. Follow me. This statement is a natural law. What is the natural law? The natural law is that for everything there is a season. That's a natural law. It's the law of nature that for everything there's a season. Trust me. And this law is applied in all the religions in different words and different forms. But at the end of the day, all of them say is one thing, that for everything there's a season. And let me not annoy people, but I'm saying right now in Ghana, it is the season for resetting. If you don't know, let me tell you, man, this is the season for resetting. That's why I told all the MPP candidates who say you are now coming to power and that you take power in 2028. First of all, tell the people for sure that we plan to take power. But as I said last week, never again will we repeat the horrors that we've been through. Tell the people, never again. Because folks, this is what is surprising me a bit. We have come through a very rough 8 years. We have come through a very disappointing 8 years. And the level of disappointment was shown or reflected in the kind of voting we had. It was bad. I remember when the MPP, Bawumia, said they were going out to thank people. Remember what I said on this program? You're going to thank them for what? They didn't vote for you, so what are you going to thank them? Thank them for not voting for you? I said, what is important is that you should go out there and apologize for the disaster that Ghanaians went through. Go out there and apologize. Let me play back a clip from one KSM show I did. I did a KSM show and I featured Pancho Kwabnameno. He is a die-in-the-wool MPP. But I just want to go back to him because he said something that I think it is an intelligent comment he made. Listen to him.
The current administration has killed the party, killed the soul of the party. He needs to apologize to the party for the mess, the disgracing result of this election. He needs to. If he's a man, he should do that.
So there you go. That's what I wanted to play back. He said that he thinks that it is right for Nanado, His Excellency, to apologize to Ghanaians. Why? Because of the disastrous 8 years we had witnessed. That's why he said that. And it was almost like a reflection of what I said before, say, the nation building, there should be no thank you talk, but just go and apologize to the people. And here this man goes and says he thinks Nanado must apologize. I'm saying this to link it to one thing that of late we have also heard commentary from Arthur Kennedy. To be frank, this is hearsay because I didn't hear it from His Excellency Kofi. But Arthur Kennedy says that Kofi had confided in him and said that he thinks that Nanado should apologize to Ghana.
We governed recklessly and corruptly. We were incompetent. There was impunity. And when the government started going off the rails, there were too many people blinded by power. So people decided to look the other way. And the electorate delivered the verdict because they were unhappy. And Mr. President, before I have heard through the grapevine that your advice was that the party, particularly the former president, must apologize to Ghanaians for our bad governance. I said that in total.
Folks, this is all I'm saying. What is this issue of apologize to Ghana, apologize to Ghana? It is because the followers were disappointed. That's why when they were talking about we are going to break the 8, some of us were saying, really? Please, which planet do you live on? Ghanaians have suffered a lot. Everything you promised, most of the things you promised, you didn't deliver to Ghanaians. So Ghanaians have suffered a lot. Is that where you come and say, yes, we apologize? Or this time you say, no, we are going to even come again. We are winning one more time. And folks, well, the elections came and they didn't win. And we all know that the NDC won. And right away now we have what? 5, 6, 7 people already in place to be presidential candidates and flag bearers to take power. Let me say this, folks. Let us focus on how we build a nation. The reason I'm saying this is this. I know, according to the MPP, they will do this election, they'll go for elections in January. What will be very, very sad for me, I don't know if that is going to happen, but for me, what will be very, very sad for me is that they go into their Congress in January and they elect their flag bearer, whether it's Bawumia, whether it's whoever it is they elect. It means they are now ready to start the campaigning for 2028. What will hurt me is this. If because of that, the NDC also reacts, hey, Charlie, the MPP have a president candidate, so let's also get a hustler and pick our president candidates and face them. I will cry if that happens. Why? Because JM, you have started a good course. Stick with the course. Stay focused. Massa, you're on a good track. Stay focused. Because when you get sidetracked by the MPP has now come have an election, whatever, and so quickly the NDC will react and say, okay, we also need our presidential candidates so that the campaign can start in 2025. Oh. And you can say, you misruled. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. No. But if that happens, trust me, you have missed the road. Where is the road? The road is that you have come in and there's a great improvement in the currency exchange. There's eventually going to be good improvement in inflation rates and everything. Stay that course. Stay that course. Because once you divert from it, everything is going downhill. And I'm talking to Mama and the NDC. Muhammad, you are finishing your term. So I'm talking to the NDC. Stay the course, folks. And when I say stay the course, all I mean is that let us get ready for the resetting. What is the resetting? The resetting is getting all Ghanaians, all of us, to start thinking differently. And all of Ghanaians should all see ourselves. Let me quote Kutu Champon, what he said. He said, we are one nation, one people with one destiny. And that is what the resetting is about, man. One nation, one people, one destiny. That's the destiny all of us have, is to raise Ghana. Because trust me, when you raise Ghana, no particular region say, Mina may benefit it. And by the way, just be very, very clear that this politics of tribal politics, politics of religion, politics of all this crap, they are all going to fade away. They have started fading away, man. Let me tell you today, folks, no party, it started happening. And it's going to get the point that no party can claim that they have colonized Asante. Asante Madi Edia. No party can claim that they have colonized all Akans. We have colonized you. No party can claim that they have colonized the North. So whatever you do, this North is for this party. Whatever you do, we have colonized the Volta region is for this party. That is ending. It has happened for a long time, you know. The various regions have been colonized by the parties. But I'm telling you, the change has started. The resetting has started. I'm telling you, today. Don't be deceived into thinking that one party has Ashanti region. And you're true. Ghanaians are getting to the point where they are going to really assess parties by the amount of development that take place in their regions. No development, no vote. It is coming. So that no party will be arrogant enough to say, I have a lock and key over this region, whether I do. You remember what they used to say before? I say, even if you bring a goat and put him in a particular party colors, the goat will win. A trim. Now trust me, a trim. People are not going to go say, Mafuma belongs to NDC or Mafuma belongs to MPP. People are thinking. And based on that, let me say this. If you look at the trend, and that's why I'm telling NDC, stay focused. So far, 6 months, it's not a lot. But so far, 6 months has been good. And I'm telling you, if you stay the focus, if you stay on track, if you don't get in a hurry to start campaigning, just because January 2026, MPP is also going to start campaigning, you will completely derail. Stay the track. Because let me tell NDC, listen to me. Take this good advice. And also MPP, you should listen to me. Because you guys are so ready that in 2028, you can take back power from the MPP. I am saying the focus of Ghanaians now is on nation building. It's on nation building, which I must admit that NDC, the track that you have started right now in terms of building the nation, is showing signs of progress. So stay the course, keep the progress, because let me assure Ghanaians of this, and especially all the presidential candidates of the MPP. The only chance or chances that will come for the MPP to win 2028 will be because the NDC was a monumental disaster. So you watch this. Unless when we get to 2028, Ghanaians will look at NDC and say, you were a monumental disaster. You were a train wreck. Your failure is spectacular. If it gets to that point, then yes, then MPP has a chance. But I am saying, for real, I doubt the way it has started. I so doubt that it will end in the way that it will be described. Say, when they came, there was a monumental disaster. It won't happen. I really, really doubt that. And the thing is this: stay the course. Start retrieving the root. And I think if there's anything that is giving the minority an edge, is because people are not talking so much about the loot that has happened in this country. But when the people who have looted this country have actually been called to account for the loot, you see that they will say, hey, Charlie, and you see a slow down. Because sometimes it amazes me, and this is not a partisan statement. This is just a realistic assessment I'm making. It amazes me all the loot that we have heard has happened in this country. In the midst of all the loot, and I won't name them now because you all know them, it doesn't seem to have affected the MPP to say, hey, Charlie, these accusations that are ahead of us, they are dangerous small. So let's slow down. Let us review certain things. Let us re-strategize. But what amazes me is that it's like nothing has happened. Oh, now let's go for election. Let's elect our flag bearer. Let's quickly do it. Let's turn the things upside down and elect from the executive down. So that we come with the flag bearer. Are you aware of what Ghanaians went through and what Ghanaians are thinking? Or is it just me? The other day I heard Miracle Zabwaji saying that he's sure that the NDC has cursed Ghana.
I don't know why, but I get a sense, as a NDC former caster spell be good on my nose.
Sir.
Because you see, who didn't hear? I say Chief Justice, I say And I mean, my friend say a serious matter because
before now person who man for him.
Yes, as I when I don't expect anger, I expect sadness. I expect person who are who be person who say I don't know.
Oh man, it's sure that NDC has cursed Ghana because the way Ghanaians are not upset with what is going on with the SCDA case, and it's like, what kind of nonsensical conclusions is that? The NDC has not cursed any Ghanaian. They do not have the power nor the ability to curse any Ghanaians. Ghanaians are just reflecting over the disastrous 8 years that they lived under, where every promise or most promises made were failed. This is what Ghanaians are living in, though. And if you can, for one second, please, exorcise yourselves out of this arrogant spirit. Now, just calm down like a regular person. You'll understand, sir, anyway, you tell the way Ghanaians are so upset. We have to understand it. We have to understand it. Look at my main man that was at Gihok, Kofi Jumah. Even when you heard the interview he talked about, and the arrogance and the, if you will, insults that he threw out there, that why would anybody in their right conscience give him Gihok to manage? Because in his words, I'll show you the clip in a minute, but because in his words, people are at, they are at the coal refinery, blah, 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 saying that people have been put where you can make money. And then you put him, say, okay, distillery. Do you see the mindset? Do you see the arrogance in that mindset? Listen to him.
Maybe the accident too.
Say.
And yeah, an accident.
And then
I'm going to go. An accident, you mean a could job to Giyoko. But may call will be any himself have acquired to baby man. No, did it. What was the intention? And yeah, the Ghana fortune, as I say, acquire your hand skills. You don't know how by idea. Get to watch him. Now, if we say, Giyoko, you won't care, don't quite about it. Now I'm Peggy Hawk. Na koko board ne sa na we ya menti ni
Enti ho na na ope.
Awari yakopon wo hia de man ka wo.
Na se wo so de nyame.
E go for de koko board ne to ne ne ma. Me ko gi woko no. So ati ase na me car, me MP car no. E to mi si. E ti mi free nkran, e me duru ah. Nti na me de VIP. MD no. Koko board ko ka boss baby ote. Ne fleet of cars are available. And now say ko tough for ne wo mo keke ho.
Omu dide.
Of course. They get a good small push. Dana kuku ni serious. A small push.
But it makes you a leader. Your leader, your ability to transform the place.
Me chese. Me can't just to be you. But you be how you say do ko try the pa.
Open therefore.
Adanka one embe therefore. What open there Eddie.
Folks, and what you have to understand is that this was not just him. This was a mentality that we are here to reap and loot the country. So if you're going to give me an opportunity, please give me an opportunity with something lootable. Don't throw me at Gihok. What can I loot here? Masa. So folks, all I'm saying is that this is the kind of mentality that the resetting is targeting. Why do you put me here? I have nothing to loot. Even with nothing to loot. The little that was there to loot, oh, that man did well. You don't take the kakra over to me, no. To the point that girl was bankrupt. I remember my hammer saying, how do you sell alcohol and go bankrupt? Listen to this.
We're giving the debt position of state-owned enterprises, and almost all of them are in debt. Even companies like Gihok Distilleries, where when I was president, they used to pay a little dividend to government. Today, they also owe. And the question I ask is, how can you sell alcohol and be in debt? When Ghanaians are happy, we drink alcohol. When we are sad, we drink. When we are not happy, we are not sad, we drink. So how can you sell alcohol and lose?
So, folks, I'm saying that this was a typical mentality. Not just him, but many people in the public services and NDC. If you make a mistake and your appointees, God forbid, start thinking in this direction. Why have you put me here? What can I loot? Please, that is what will lead to a possible monumental disaster. But if you don't, and you stay the focus, and you really mean to recruit the loot, I was very happy. It's nothing personal, but I was happy to know that work is being done and that Kofi Jumah has been picked up by National Security in Kumasi. Work is being done, and he is not the only. And I'm saying that if those who looted are being picked up one by one, that will send a signal that Ghanaians are sick and tired of being sick and tired, and they are saying never again. That's what I said in my last show. They're saying never again. So I want to just wrap this one up today. But my wrap up is, number one, the resetting has begun. And number two, please stay the focus. Don't get into that competitive campaign thing, because the season we are in now, there's a time for everything. For everything, there's a season. And now we are in the season of resetting. And the resetting means that all of us should start thinking of us as one nation, one people, one destiny. Let me end on this note, that I have said that the two things that immediately concern me and my team most. Number one, that we can actually appeal to His Excellency to free Essien on clemency, if anything at all, on health grounds. And we're going to start a petition signature that you sign online. We're going to give you that in the next 1 or 2 episodes. And I'm encouraging as many of you, those in Ghana, those outside Ghana, all to sign that petition. That please, let's give clemency to Essien and say never again that a 29-year-old industrious person, or even younger, doing great things like this can be made to suffer because of somebody's personal vendetta. Never again, folks. So today, just have that in your mind, that very soon we're going to be doing an online petition to help free Essien. And that will be our greatest moment to see that he has been freed. And the next big thing for us is to make sure that the banks in Ghana will come back up. And then we shall be again operating on the commanding heights of the finance of our economy. Folks, it won't be easy, but trust me, I don't expect any monumental catastrophe. I don't. So my thing is, let's keep the focus. Let's build this nation as one people, with one nation, with one destiny. And with that, all of us can confidently say that, yes, Ghana will rise again.